What's up, guys? Welcome back to some more Atlas news. This is a bit of a surprise patch. We weren't expecting anything just now, but definitely wasn't expecting what they announced. As you can see, we've got a new armored docks, and what a lot of people have been waiting for, especially in PvP, a barrel fix, finally. So let's get straight into it, guys. Ahoy Pathfinders, we want to start off by expressing our gratitude to the community throughout the launch of the trade system. As we sail along the development journey, some seas may be rougher than others, but we are still making progress, and we would like to extend our thanks to the community for their patience in joining us on this ride. Although we had to consequently disable trades last week while we worked on a solution, we will be enabling them again with tonight's patch, which is 18th of November at 7 PST. Don't know what that's going to be, GMT. Harvest rates will also be returning to normal. That's a bit of a shame. Well, I'll talk about it later, but yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Further developing the trade system. The Atlas trade system is an ambitious undertaking that we want to make into one of the core pillars of Atlas gameplay. Even with the initial iteration of trade functionality introduced, it is still very early in development phase. We are continuing to develop the system in a step-by-step process. Early access gives us the unique opportunity to roll out the system in phases to see how it performs live, allowing us to also make changes and improvements based on community feedback. It is to be expected that while the trade system is still in early development, we may have to regularly enable disabled trading if required to fix any bugs that may occur, although we will do our best to minimise this possibility. For players wondering if this means we will have to perform a wipe, the last wipe was necessary for us to clear any withstanding issues from a previous implementation of the sea forts. The trade system was implemented in a way so that we can disable or enable trade functionality server side without requiring a client update or a wipe. With that being said, depending on the issue and how it affects gameplay, sometimes it can be necessary. Trade shipments will remain virtual for the time being until the system is more stable and testing on the tangible NPC shipments continues. Survivability. As a survival sandbox, the gameplay surrounding the risk of losing your stuff when you respawn is part of the appeal. However, there is a balance to it, and we recognise that we need to introduce some elements to help with survivability. One of the first things we'll be introducing are armoured docks, as seen in the preview image, to protect your hard-earned ships. With tonight's updates, players will be able to build the first one, the large armoured dock, which can be found in the seamanship tree under the expert shipwright skill for 1200 alloy, 1800 fibre, 6k stone, 2k thatch and 2500 wood. The daily upkeep cost. Players will be able to build a large armoured dock to park and protect their ship in, and this has 300,000 hit points of armoured structure. At this time, the large armoured dock can protect all ships. However, this large version is intended to store brigs and galleons, with smaller versions to come out later. The long-term goal is that larger ships will need a lot more support than smaller ships. Please know that this is still the alpha version of the armoured dock. Future patches will see bug fixes, balance changes and more polish to the armoured docks. We are not quite there yet, but with further balance and changes we hope to see this as one of the first of many changes that will also help solo pirates and small companies. Community feedback. We would like to thank the community again for their continued feedback and support throughout the Atlas development journey. The reintroduction of explosive barrels was meant to bring back an old mechanic and create space and balance for it. We've spent a lot of time observing the gameplay surrounding it, and we have been paying attention to your feedback. While we are still going to be introducing changes with barrel gameplay in mind, we do hear you. In 515.17, explosive barrels can no longer be fired from cannons or large cannons. We've also added an 80 gold cost for crafting explosive barrels. Thank you to the community for your part in helping us to shape and define Atlas gameplay. Patch notes. 515.7. New structure, armoured dock. The armoured dock is a structure built in shallow water to dock a ship inside of. It must be destroyed before the ship can be damaged. This alpha version of the armoured dock is still in progress and not fully functional, be warned. Smaller armoured docks are coming in the future patches along with bug fixes, balance and polish. Added the large armoured dock to the seamanship tree under the expert shipwright skill. Has 300,000 health and is an armoured structure, giving it increased resistance to explosive damage. Costs 500 gold upkeep per day. This will be reduced to 150 gold in the next patch. Explosive barrels. Explosive barrels can no longer be fired from cannons. Our large cannons may still be fired from catapults. Added 80 gold cost for crafting explosive barrels. Sea forts duplicated some flag interactions onto the sea fort tax bank. Fixed some stuck interactions with the sea fort tax bank. Structures increased resistance to explosive damage by 40% for the large stone walls, large stone gateways and large stone gates. Weight of placed catapults increased from 120 to 150. Trade log fixed issues where trade log incorrectly reflects what was sent and received. Fixed an issue where sender and receiver were swapped in trade log. Added resources received from trade events to trade log. Fixed some scrolling issues with the trade log. Trade shipments. Fixed an issue where resources were received twice from one trade. Fixed multiple issues where incorrect amounts of resources were received. Fix multiple issues with shipments getting stuck, eventually causing performance issues. Fix the amount of income generated by trade routes. It should now correctly reflect the route's length. Updated some virtual shipment server settings. Markets must now be within 22 meters of a warehouse to connect. Fix an issue where markets and warehouses could not connect. Fix some issues where editing trade offers would create mismatched information between the server and the client and break those offers. Added new trade route statuses to replace pending. Sent trade route requests you have made that are pending. Received trade route requests other markets have made to you. Cleaned up some market interface interactions. Miscellaneous removed XP reward from all Golden Age Army of the Damned soldiers. Added 10-second cooldown to gliding after crossing server borders. Final note, it's early access, stuff changes. There you go. Happy sailing Atlas crew. Pretty cool, got to say, really nice patch in my opinion. I think it's good that they've clearly listened to the community. It's taken them quite some time to get around to listening to the issues about the explosive barrels. I don't know if this is going to completely fix it. I don't play PvP. A lot of you know that. I know PvP peers don't like it, but I don't PvP. I don't have time for it. Not going into it. The explosive barrels, I know that this is a massive issue, and I do try and keep up with what's going on with PvP. And I know that has been a massive issue for a long time now since they brought them back in. And yeah, that sounds to me like a reasonable fix. I know videos that I've seen of the explosive barrels decimating everything have been from catapults though. So I don't know if it's going to make that much difference. But I've always thought it was strange that you could fire an explosive barrel out of a cannon. With a catapult, that actually makes sense. And they have in these patch notes increased the weight of placed catapults, so maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe you won't be able to have so many on a ship. But for what I had seen, you only need one. But we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And obviously, if you PvP, then leave a comment down below and let me know what you think and how you think that's going to change the gameplay. But they are listening, and it's a change. We'll see what happens, and maybe they'll change it if it's still not right. And also, they've added a cost of 80 gold to the explosive barrels. So that's something to consider there as well. So hopefully that altogether will make some sort of a difference. The new structure, this new armoured dockyard, I don't know if this is something that slipped through the net. I had no idea this was going to be a thing. I'd not seen anything about it before, and then it just popped up on the news feed. Yeah, so very cool. I like it. I think it's a great little idea. It is going to make a big difference to everyone, including smaller companies and solo players. I think now this will help smaller companies and solo players, especially with the cost of other ships and things like that. Yeah, I think altogether this is them starting to round out their idea of how they want things to go, and with the other changes they've brought in with the trade routes, the pricing of the ships, I think altogether, originally with what they originally done, I felt like it was going to, and I know a lot of other people felt like this as well, it was going to really push out solo players and small companies, especially in PvP. But now I think we're starting to see the balancing coming in, and obviously, I guess what they had in mind. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. Like I've been saying to a lot of people asking about what's going on at the moment, we just got to wait and see. And you know, because they introduce things like a brick at a time, you know, they introduce one block at a time to their building, and then we have to see what that does, and then they add another block, and then see what that does, and then they add another couple of blocks to balance the original blocks. That's how it goes. So we have to wait and see how these things turn out, of course. But the thing that got my back up was the schooner cost, and I'm still not over it. I still don't agree with it. The Brigantine and the Galleon I completely get, and I actually like the idea of it, but yeah, I still not happy with the schooner cost. But yeah, at least now in PvP you're going to be able to protect your sloop that you're going to be stuck in for a good few days when you start out. Obviously this is intended for the Galleon and the Brigantine, but by the sounds of it you will be able to get schooners and sloops in it if you wanted to. But I imagine this is for one ship, right? So that's a galleon in there. So you're going to need one of them for each of the ships in your fleet. Also, there's no roof on that. So could you fire a catapult over the top? You know, fire an explosive barrel out of a catapult over the top? Or will it still register that, you know, it's in the dockyard and it won't take any damage until these walls are down? That's what it sounds like is going to happen. So hopefully that's how it will work. But really nice idea, really like it. And yeah, the trade system's coming back on with this patch, which is really good. So since the last video I put out with the patch notes for the trade system, and then followed by a how to use a trade system, the trade system got turned off because it was causing massive issues. And now they've gone away and fixed it, and they've turned it back on. So hopefully this is going to work. And we'll finally get to see, hopefully we'll get a nice few weeks at least with the trade system and see how the gold costs are going to turn out from it. Because if that works efficiently, then maybe the schooner cost won't be so bad. My only concern is now that before you can afford a schooner, you can already afford a full mythical galleon. Minus the 50k gold, of course, but you could have every single resource you need to build a full mythical galleon as soon as you manage to get one, which is a little bit broken really, and the same goes for the Brigantine. As soon as you unlock the Brigantine, you're going to be able to build a full mythical brig if you've got the plans for it, because you're going to be able to trade all the resources while you're earning gold to unlock your Brigantine. So don't know how that's going to play out. Obviously everyone should be in the same boat if they're, you know, using the market correctly. So I guess it'd be balanced, but it seems a bit strange to me. Like now, you know, Journeyman and Masterwork and Legendary are going to be kind of pointless. I guess Legendary won't be, but because obviously if you haven't got Mythos for the mythical, but yeah, Masterwork and Journeyman are going to be kind of obsolete, I'd imagine, other than if that's all you've got to build with. But like I said, if you've got the plans, you'll most definitely have all the resources, I would imagine. The thing I'm most happy with about this post is that they have genuinely listened to the community. It's very clear that that's what has happened here. Obviously, there was big issues they couldn't ignore with the trade system. Of course, I get that, but they have listened, and they did listen about our reasons for some of us not being happy with the gold cost of the schooner, and they dug their heels in. They said, "No, we're keeping it like that," which is fair enough. You gotta give them that. So, you know, they are listening, and obviously with the explosive barrels, like I said, it took them a little while, but they are now clearly trying to resolve the issues with it and trying to balance it out. So that's really interesting, and it's a massive step in the right direction. And this armoured dock is a real big step in the right direction for PvP. I really like the look of that. And in fact, as someone that doesn't have as much time as I'd like to do the PvP side of the game, that's actually tempting. Like, to know that that's a thing now, I'm actually kind of tempted to see if I can make it work, because I'll feel a lot better knowing that at least I've got a dock to park my ships in eventually. So yeah, that's a nice introduction to the game. I'm really happy. I'd love to know what you guys think of that. The other thing I was going to quickly mention before I go is the harvest rates going back to normal. I don't like that, because it's almost certain now that there's going to be another wipe in December, I believe the end of December, which only gives us really a few weeks. And I mean, it's not really long enough to have a decent, I know we're not allowed to say it, and it's not a season, but season, like I said, I don't know what else you call it, but we're not going to have a decent go at anything in that time frame. Yes, if you're in lockdown and you're not at work, then sure, you will be able to smash through this and get a lot of stuff done and make gold and have a good time. That's not the case for everyone, and obviously that's not a normal situation. And yeah, I think they should leave the rates on for this stint that we're having at the moment, and turn them off after the next wipe if they think we're going to have more than a few weeks of gameplay, because this has been a really short window of gameplay. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, other than that, I think this is a great update. I don't know what other people think, so let me know down below. But yeah, we've got the armoured docks, trade system back online, and explosive barrels have had a little tweak. Hopefully it will solve issues. Some great communication from the dev team. I don't want to blow smoke at their arse, but credit where credit is due. Like I said, they've clearly listened and at least tried to tweak where they want to, and again, stomped their feet in the ground when they didn't want to give in to us and they want it their way, which is actually a good thing. I've said previously, like when I started doing these types of videos, that it's really dangerous for dev teams to give in to what everybody wants. If it like takes them away from their vision or their goal for the game, like what they intended the game to be. Because it's their creation, it's their game, it's their project, and it would be, again, like telling, you know, like Metallica or, you know, a band or an artist that you don't like what they're creating and they should do this. No, you don't do that, it's art. And I know it's kind of a random thing to throw game development into an art, but it kind of is. Like, it is somebody's project, like it's someone's project, it's their piece of art, it's what they're trying to make and create, and yeah, they've got to keep hold of what it was that they was trying to create to start with. So yeah, I think it is good that they have stuck their feet in the floor and said, no, we're not changing the gold price of the schooner, because they obviously think that with the new patch and future developments to the trade system and other developments they want to make, that it will eventually balance out. I'm guessing that's why they've like kind of stuck their feet in like they have. So yeah, I think that's cool. So fair play to them. Again, let me know what you guys think down below. Before I go, guys, just a channel update for regular viewers, subscribers, you know, anyone that's interested in what's going on with the channel. I've had an amazing like year or so with the channel. Things have been going really well, and obviously the Atlas stuff's been my bread and butter and been awesome, and I still love it. And yeah, recently been doing live streams and things like that, and yeah, everything's been doing really well, and I really do appreciate the support the channel gets. It's very humbling and very awesome of you guys to do so. But I'm going to keep doing my Atlas news videos because, you know, I think it's helpful, and it, you know, it's, you know, I can do it, and I actually do enjoy, like I said many times, talking to you guys about what's going on with Atlas, because I love the game, absolutely love it. So yeah, that's not going anywhere. We'll keep doing that, but I am going to take a little bit of rest time for the next week or two maybe, and I'm not going to be doing any video content other than the Atlas news. Just feeling a bit of burnout, guys, not going to lie to you. I've been really committed for the last like 10 months to a year with this, because it started going really well, and yeah, just really went for it and really committed, been really consistent, and yeah, I think it just caught me up a little bit. Been doing a lot recently, and obviously working full-time away from home. It's hard, I had no idea, guys, and this isn't a sob story or a cry for help or anything like that. It's just, you know, me being honest with you guys, so that you don't see me just disappear into the sunset. So yeah, not going anywhere, just going to take a few weeks away from video editing basically, because I've been getting sick of the editing. I'm going to be doing live streams when I can and when I feel up to it. Normally it's sort of 7 or 8 GMT on my days off, and obviously I work away from home, so it's like every 4 or 5 days I can do 3 or 4 live streams in a row. So I will try and do them when I can, but they're not going to be all the time. And yeah, the one thing I will be continuously doing as soon as anything comes out is Atlas News. I will keep you all up to date with that. But yeah, just to clarify, going to take a little bit of a rest from the video editing, and just going to take you know, a week or two taking it easy. Like I said, I will try and do some live stream because I do really enjoy them, and it doesn't take me much to sit down when I'm playing a game to just turn on a live stream. So probably will be doing that. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere. It really is just a little bit of downtime and try and shake the cobwebs off, a little bit of a recharge, that kind of thing. Because I was starting not to enjoy it the last couple of weeks, and I don't want to, you know, turn something I started as a hobby for fun into a chore. That's not what I want to do. So yeah, there you go, guys. Hope you understand, and I hope you are fine with it. I'm sure you don't really care, but thought I'd put it out in the video anyway. Thanks for all the support, guys. I really do appreciate it. And again, not going anywhere, just a little rest. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful. Let me know your thoughts to the patch and these new updates. Pretty damn cool. Explosive barrels, awesome armored dockyard. So yeah, let me know down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.